Yeah, the terms GDP, aggregate supply, and aggregate demand today. And these are very important concepts. I'm telling you, these three concepts are used throughout the macroeconomy. And you cannot explain without these terms because sooner or later you have to use it in your development. Now, let's discuss them one by one. First is GDP. So, GDP stands for, I guess you know about it, Gross Domestic Product. This is actually everybody, I think, knows about, but the thing is, what does it mean actually? GDP is Gross Domestic Product. So, what does it mean? It is basically the national income of the country. Remember, what national income of the country. So let me use this as well. So I'll write there. Yes. So GDP is the total value of goods and services produced by a country uh, in a year. Okay. But I'll add one more thing within the geographical geographical boundaries, right? Now, what does it mean actually? And it is the national income of the country. If we really want to measure what is the total income of the country, we use this. That is the GDP. So GDP is very important for every single country, that whether GDP is increasing or going down. If GDP is increasing, that means the country is progressing. If GDP is going down, it means there's a problem and country is not actually on the right path. So now within the geographical boundaries means that whatever is produced inside the country, like for example, Habib Bank is there in London as well. So obviously Habib Bank provides services to people living in London as well. But those services value is not actually added in GDP. Why? Because although that Habib Bank belongs to Pakistan, but it is outside the geographical boundaries of Pakistan. That's why while calculating GDP, we will not add the total value of their services. Now, I'll add one more word here, total, right there. Total market value. Now, why I'm using the word total market value? Because uh, this is the value at which the goods and services are sold in the market. It's not the value which is printed on it, it is the value at which they are sold. So maybe the value printed on it and the value at which they are sold, they might be the same, but they might not be the same as well. So that's why at which they are sold. We add them together, whatever is produced in a year. If they are inside the country, we get GDP, right? So similarly, if I talk about McDonald's, KFC, Pepsi, Coke, Toyota, Suzuki, these also are the businesses which do not belong to Pakistan, right? But because they operate inside the geographical boundaries of the country, that is why the market value of their goods and services is added in calculating GDP of Pakistan. I hope you understand this and there is no problem whatsoever, I guess. Is there any confusion regarding the term GDP?
No, sir.
All right. So this is also referred to as, I'm just uh, writing, this is also referred to as national income. And national income means,
Sir, can you please exemplify that which companies do operate in the boundary of Pakistan but are not Pakistani companies?
yeah, like if I talk about McDonald's, KFC, they belong to US. Pepsi, Coke, they also belong to US. Suzuki, Toyota, Honda, they belong to Japan. So their country of origin is Japan, but they are operating in Pakistan. So that's why their market value of goods and services will be added in the GDP of the Pakistan because they are inside inside the country, within the geographical boundaries. Yes, got it?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. Okay, moving onwards. Um, uh, Coming back to the slide again. Now, next term is aggregate supply and aggregate demand. I will rather talk about aggregate demand first. Okay, so let's discuss it first. What is aggregate demand? And because you can see the last point is about aggregate demand as well, so I will explain it right now. Let me write. It also stands for AD, right? AD is aggregate demand, right? And it is the total demand of the country. Remember, aggregate demand is the total demand of the country. Now, what does it mean? Because the word demand you are familiar with, I know that. You studied the chapter demand and supply, right? But here we are not talking about the demand of a product. We are talking about the demand of all the products. Here, products means goods as well as services. So the total demand of the country that actually comprises of that actually takes us towards aggregate demand. Okay, so now aggregate demand has an equation. Let me write there as well. Okay, aggregate demand is C plus I plus G and plus X minus M. All right. Now this is the equation. Let's first understand this. What does it mean? All these letters. Okay. So one by one. First of all, we'll talk about C. Okay. C is actually for consumption. Let me write there. C is for consumption. So people who actually buy the product so that they can satisfy their own needs and wants, we call it consumption. Like right now, consumption going on. I am actually providing you the services of a teacher and you are acquiring knowledge. So you are consuming the services of a teacher. Na? So this is consumption. People buy goods or services to satisfy their own wants, right? This is okay. Then we have I. Let's say what I stands for. Let me use area. This is I. I think it will be. Let me just use another way. This is I think this is a much better way to use it. Now invest. This I stands for investment. Okay. Let me write there. Investment. It means so. First is whenever you demand goods for your own satisfaction, okay, or you demand services for your own satisfaction, we call it consumption. So it means consumption is part of aggregate demand because first you demand goods and services before consuming it. Similarly, people may demand goods and services for investment purpose. Investment means that you want to use it in your business. Simple as that, right? For example, you buy equipment. And why do you buy equipment? Because you want to produce certain goods and services. Simple. So it means for investment, you need to buy goods. You need to demand goods. So this is also part of aggregate demand. Then we have this one, G, and G stands for government spending. G stands for government spending, and you know that what government does or where does government spend, right? So I'll write government spending. Government spending. Let me. I think spellings are not right. Government. Government spending. So government demands goods and services as well. I told you earlier, like they want to construct a road. For that, they require equipment. So they need to build a dam. For that, they need building blocks. So they demand goods, right? They can demand the services of an engineer as well to construct a dam, or engineers, or a team of engineers. So this is also a demand of goods and services from government side, and we call it government spending. Then we have X, right? And X is for exports. Now you might be surprised, sir, why exports is from the letter X? Why not from E? This is for exports. Now, why it is from the letter X? Because E is for expenditure in economics. So that's why they do not want to use the same letter for exports as well. So exports, you understand what is it when you buy some, sorry, when people from other countries, they demand your product and you sell it to them, right? But before selling, you produce it first, na? So it means to sell exports, you first buy certain goods and services. It can be equipment, it can be building blocks, raw material, whatever it is, and then you are able to sell those goods in the form of exports. So again, the element of demand is there. You demand goods first to produce those goods which you can export later. So this is also part of aggregate demand. We need to add it. Okay, and finally, if we see the letter M, this is for imports, right? Again, to your surprise, why the letter M is there and why not I? Because you can see that the letter I is for investment, right? Investment. So that's why the letter M is used for imports. Now, so import expenditure is also a link to aggregate demand. How? When you buy cars from other countries, okay? When you buy clothes, cell phones, any other item, so it means you are demanding, right? So aggregate demand is there, but now you can see that we subtract, you demand, but we subtract it from aggregate demand. Na? We need to understand that. So I am telling you now, if you see aggregate demand, so you can see one, the key element of it is total demand, right? Aggregate demand is total demand of the country. So total demand is a sum of various expenditures. Consumption expenditure, we call it investment expenditure. Obviously, when you are making an expenditure, you are demanding something, na? You buy something and then you spend on it. That's the way we go. So this is consumption expenditure, this is investment expenditure, this is government spending, this is export spending, and this is import spending, right? So I can write, okay, all right, so you understand this. Now, you need to understand that, okay, we add all of them together, C, I, G, and X, because it is a total demand. So we actually add all the demands of the country, but why import was subtracted? That is actually the question. Now, this is maybe a bit difficult for you guys to answer. Okay, just give me a minute. Huh? Just hold on. Let me just stop the recording for a while. I'll okay, but if I stop it, I think I have to maybe another. Okay, let me carry it on. Fine. All right. Then now just see imports. Why imports are subtracted? Now let me explain you. You, for example, you consume items for your own satisfaction, right? So let's say, let me give you an example. You buy car, right? So car can be local or an imported one, right? You know that we do it. Huh? Many people now they buy imported cars, and now actually lots of imported cars are coming in Pakistan because there is demand for such cars, and people want to have a good standard of living by having those comfortable cars. So if car can be local or imported, so what I told you earlier, um, aggregate demand only includes. I think I didn't tell you about that. Let me write it there. Aggregate demand includes only those expenditures which are made on those products that are produced in the country, right? That are produced in the country. So aggregate demand includes only those expenditures which are made on those products that are produced in the country. Now think of that imported car. So imported cars are not produced in Pakistan, let's say. So whatever we are spending on imported cars, this cannot be part of aggregate demand. Cannot be, as I told you the rule. Okay, so that's why when we add consumption, we do not know there is some part of domestic expenditure that is made on local cars. There is some portion of expenditure that is made on imported cars as well. So we have to subtract that imported element from the consumption part, because the consumption can be on local items, it can be on imported items as well. So that's why there is an imported part there in consumption. One thing. Secondly, if I talk about consumption, again you buy equipment, right? So equipment, again, let me see, equipment. Similarly, equipment can be local or imported. So it means that even in investment, there is an element of imported items, and you cannot add the expenditure which is made on imported items. By definition, I told you in aggregate demand. Because aggregate demand only includes those sorts of expenditure which are made on the items produced in the country, inside the country. So there is also element of imports there. Then we have government spending, right? So think about transport. Okay, and specifically if I say orange line train, you know that orange line. So orange line train was imported from China, right? So government is spending, but now this expenditure was made on the items imported from China. So again, this should not be added in aggregate demand. Simple as that. Because government also has some part of expenditure which is made on local items and some part is made on imported items. So both are there, local and imported, right? So transport can be orange line, or it can be on spent on domestic buses. Let's say government spent on maintaining domestic buses, right? So yes, this is an expenditure which should be added, domestic buses, okay? But orange line cannot be because it is not manufactured in Pakistan. That is an imported item. So we need to exclude that. Similarly, okay, now you understand. So that is why, what do we do? After adding all kinds of expenditures, consumption, investment, government, and export spending, we simply subtract the import part. That M actually, let me just tell you, this M includes, this imports includes some part of consumption that is imported. That is why I wrote CM. Some part of investment that is again related to imports. Similarly, some part of government expenditure that is again related to imports. So we need to subtract these. Okay, so instead of subtracting it individually from consumption, investment, and government spending, we subtract a total from the aggregate demand, right, in the form of imports. So this imports is subtracted. So it means the element of imported elements from consumption, from investment, and from government is removed from that, so that we can get the actual figure of aggregate demand. Okay, all right. So any question up till now
Sir,
regarding?
sir,
Yeah.
if a product is produced within a country but it's produced by a foreign company, just like Pepsi, and but like Pepsi, and will it be included in the aggregate demand?
Yes, it will be. Why? Because the rule is that if an item is produced in the same country, it does not matter who produces it, right? Either it is a multinational company or your local company. See this green rectangular box. You can see that made on those products that are produced in the country. So it will be added while calculating aggregate demand. I hope
Sir,
I
but there are certain products like alcohol, drugs,
yeah.
जिनकी हम earnings को we do not add in the GDP.
आपको किसने कहा है?
Sir, Miss
देखो मैं
Arfa told us.
मिस आरफा मिस आरफा ने क्या कहा आपको ड्रग्स की क्यों अगर ड्रग्स यहाँ बनती है तो कैलकुलेट क्यों नहीं करेंगे क्या रीजन क्या दिया
तो उन्होंने उन्होंने पता नहीं बताया था कि illegal products होते हैं.
yes so that is right na so she is right that's why so you actually did not ask the complete question so I am telling you there is a black market as well black market means that when legal rules are not followed and there are some hidden activities going on and they are not following government rules and regulations at all. So if let's say medicines are smuggled from other countries, so obviously, or they are produced in the country and then smuggled to other countries, so obviously nobody knows that whether they were exported or not, right? So obviously their value will not be added now because nobody knows about it. Similarly, if some items are imported as well, either medicines or any other item, so without coming into the knowledge of government, so again their value is not added in the aggregate demand as well in the form of imports. Sorry, subtracted in the form of imports. So yes, that is right. She is right in that sense. So I hope that you are clear now, Abdullah.
Yes, sir, I'm clear. Sir, are
All
we
right.
done with the lecture?
Actually, still one last concept which is there that is aggregate supply. That is, you can see that because this is, I'll take more time because this is macroeconomics and you need to get familiar with every single concept because sooner or later you are going to use them. You cannot simply ignore them. Last is aggregate supply. You can see that. Aggregate supply is similar to GDP, remember. Aggregate supply is the total output produced by all the producers in a country.
Sir, my mobile battery is dead, so I have to leave the meeting. So can you upload it to YouTube?
All right, I will. Don't you worry. So aggregate supply is the total output produced in a country. Remember, so it means that GDP or aggregate supply, they are more or less the same. Okay, there's not much difference there. Okay, all right. So let me just tell you. Okay, all right. So it is about 2:10. So I'm not going to move onwards. Actually, rather I will stop recording it. So now, any question from your side, you are most welcome.